Hello people, Sillyfly Media here. So remember in my last video I told you all this? Well, you're getting not just a Clip Studio Paint speed paint today, but you're also getting a mini review of Clip Studio Paint. Bonus! Clip Studio Paint has a time-lapse feature, which will make doing speed paints way easier, which is also what I'll be using today for our video. Our subject today for this video is a mermaid character based off of a freshwater butterfly fish, also called the African butterfly fish. This character is part of a series of artworks I created for MerMay, an annual art event during May that is themed on mermaids, aquatic creatures with the sorts. I designed a lot of mermaids this month. I even posted them all on my Redbubble store for merch. Link is in the description if you want to buy them. Disclaimer: I didn't record the sketching process, but in case you want to know what brush I sketch with, I use the Real Pencil brush, which is a default brush on Clip Studio Paint. It has a very authentic pencil look, so sketching on it looks so nice. I would like to talk about the different types of layers on Clip Studio Paint. Raster layers are basically the kinds of layers you have in your typical art program, like Medibang, Fire Alpaca, Sai, Krita, Photoshop, etc. Now, vector layers in Clip Studio Paint are layers where you make one stroke and you can edit each individual stroke any way you want, from resizing it to varying the thickness of the line to even warping the strokes. Just like how a vector image maintains crispness no matter what size, these strokes keep their crispness and shape. This is how I'm able to create line art for my illustrations, and it has been a huge time saver for my art. How? For the line art, I use the G pen brush in combination with the vector eraser, which allows me to remove stray lines with a single stroke. Afterwards, I put a new layer under the line art layer and use the magic wand tool by clicking the background and then inverting the selection to fill in the character. I made two more layers and clipped them onto the color layer and added shading and lighting. I used the G pen brush and the Bezier curve tool to get the finer details, while I used the lasso fill tool to fill in bigger areas. If you're wondering what the Bezier curve tool is like, think of it as being the love child of the MS Paint curve tool and the Photoshop pen tool. Using the lasso tool and Bezier curve tool to fill in the shading and lighting just makes the art feel so clean, especially when doing cell shading. After I finish shading, I fill in the colors of the character and blend their markings with the airbrush. Finally, I create a blue water drop, gave it funkier cell shading, outlined the character's body, and finished it off by hand lettering Splash. These final touches help this funky freshwater butterfly fish mermaid come to life. Clip Studio Paint has two versions: Pro, the version I currently use, and X. Pro is more or less a default version of Clip Studio Paint, but X has more features, including a full-on animation feature with more frames and tools. You can still animate with a Pro version like what I use for this animation here in the video. You're just not going to have a lot of animation tools like X does. The Pro version is $50 and the X version is $219, but if you buy the Pro version first, you could get a discounted price of $169 for upgrading from Pro to X. And even if you don't feel like paying the full price, Clip Studio Paint goes on sale very often as high as 50% off, meaning you could get Clip Studio Paint Pro with $25, and it's worth it, from the cool brushes to the different types of layers to the animation features, etc. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have more to come, so hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more to come. Links to my socials are in the description. You may also support me on Ko-fi, maybe even leave a little tip as well. Like I said before, I have a Redbubble where you can buy merch of my art, including the art in the video. Link is in the description. Buying my merch and donating to my Ko-fi would really help me out a lot, so I'd appreciate it. Commissions are currently closed as of this upload since I'm currently swamped with art projects and IRL matters at the moment, but I am planning on reopening them sometime in July, so stay tuned for more. And just to let you guys know, the next video has some cool things to come, so stay tuned and see you then.